Good morning. My name is Nelson Madrid. I am a partner with the law firm of Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We have been a law firm that has been in existence for, I'd say, over 40 years. And joining us right now is another partner at the firm, Mr. Alan, listen to me, Mr. Adam Handler. I'm sorry, Adam. I apologize. And Adam is a partner and handles the personal.
You guys hear me?
Yes. And handles the personal injury department at the firm. Joining us as well is Mr. Alan Kay. Alan has been doing immigration law for a very, very long time. Let's
no problem.
Good morning to everyone. Can you hear me, Adam? Adam?
What's up?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can. Good morning, everybody.
I think everybody's a little bit bent this morning, and I wonder why.
Yeah, no, for whatever reason, I had my settings that the speaker was the microphone, so who knows? But I'm feeling good today. I'm even wearing my Big Shot Bob shirt, feeling good.
I like that. Well, anyway, we're here. The show is called Cruising with a Case Handler. Nelson Madrid, thank you so much for introducing while I was doing some technical stuff, as you figured.
Rock, Nelson.
All right, he rocks, man. All
Yeah,
right,
I tried. Listen, I'm not. Obviously, I don't do the introduction often, so I was a little. You threw me for a loop there, but.
Yeah.
Did you ask him the magic question?
I did not. That I actually like when you ask him that question. I feel that the response is a lot better when you ask the question than when I do.
Listen, a good friend of mine said to me a while back, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. I insist. Please, Nelson, ask him the question.
Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, they need to know.
Are you down with PPID?
Come on. You know I'm down with PPID. All right. That's how the show starts, ladies and gentlemen. This is a show with attorneys. This is a show that is brought to you by the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We refer to them as PPID. You can follow them on Facebook. You can follow them on Instagram. You can also follow the Case Handler page. We will be speaking on personal injury. We will be speaking on immigration. We will be speaking on politics. I am 100% sure about it. So let's just jump right into the show. For those folks out there who are on Facebook right now, can you do us a favor? The next 60 seconds, start sharing for us. Share on timelines, the Denisha Joseph, the Lindas, the Carol Anderson Tiger. Please, everybody who's watching us on Facebook, let's get some record numbers up on this mother today. All right, on Facebook. Turn it up. All right, everybody who's on 93.5 FM, I also want you to, of course, join us on Facebook, subscribe to the page that you're watching, and share. Now, how do you share? You go to the lower right of your page underneath that video that you're watching. You click on share. It says pages, groups, timelines. You share on multiple pages, share in groups. If you're not part of groups, please, if you don't mind, join some groups that you think would like what it is that we're talking about on a daily basis, and just share the link with those groups. Share to at least 20 of your friends. Just share throughout the entire show. We do appreciate you. And I'm quite sure we all know that people need information from this law firm, such as personal injury and immigration. With that said, let's jump right into our show. Another nail-biting day as everybody gets nervous. Nelson opened up the show with some expletives as to what is going on. Rightfully so he did. And Alan EK was responding saying, hey, man, listen, we're trying to see what's going on here. But what am I speaking about? I'm speaking about the elections and the fact that we do not have the final results as yet. So let's just jump into it, get that out of the way. Conrad Pollack, you are the man who always jumps that off for us. So can we do that before we get into talking about personal injury and immigration on the show?
Speaking of maintaining elections.
The man, ladies and gentlemen, Conrad Pollack.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Morning.
Looks like today's going to be the day. I honestly don't know. I'm not as sure. I'm not as confident as I was yesterday, to be honest. But, well, the problem is Arizona. Fox had declared Arizona for Biden a long time ago, and nobody else has, and nobody else apparently is willing to, because there's still a lot of votes out there. And every time a batch of votes gets dumped into the pile, it seems that Trump keeps edging closer and closer. So right now, I think Biden is up by 69,000 votes in Arizona. It's going down. Yes, he could still win, but it's going to get closer. On the other hand, Georgia is the opposite. Georgia, Biden's been closing the gap, since the election closed. And we're going to know that today, I think, whether he gets Georgia. If he gets Georgia, I think it's over.
It's done. Yeah, if he gets Georgia, it's done.
I think he's going to get Nevada. Even though Nevada, there's stuff going on there that they haven't done anything. I think today we're going to hear some more of them. There hasn't been any movement in 2 days there. And Biden's only up by like 8,000 votes there. But most of the votes still to be counted in Nevada, as they say, are going to be going Democrat. Hopefully Pennsylvania is not going to be necessary, because Pennsylvania seems to be the big question right now. Although, again, all the votes that are out there, they seem to be coming from Philly for the most part, Bucks County. So they're mostly Democratic votes. They're saying like 8 out of 10 are for Biden from that area. But
Giuliani's in Pennsylvania. He'll get to the bottom of whatever's going on.
Let's not discuss Rudy Giuliani on this.
Don't waste our money. Don't waste our precious airtime and our money discussing.
He's a clown. Right? Giuliani, I'm not going to say I voted for him when he was mayor of New York. I didn't. And I think he did some good things when he was mayor of New York. But between then and now, the guy's lost his mind. He's just a freaking clown.
I was being facetious.
Yeah, we know.
Really, I can't think of any other word to describe the guy except he's a clown.
Okay. Well, listen, what's amazing is voter turnout, record numbers.
Yeah.
Look how close it is. We've been, Conrad, you've been pushing this for months. Get out and vote. And look how important.
Everyone listened. Everybody listened. Yep. Well, Biden's got like 72 million, right? And Trump has got almost 69 or so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot.
What's interesting is Trump was claiming he wanted to file a lawsuit in Wisconsin because it was too close. He wanted to look into Michigan because there was some fishy stuff going on in Detroit. Nevada, there's some fishy stuff going. Every state he lost, there's some sort of problem, like something. I guess he can't wrap himself around the fact that not everyone likes him, not everyone believes him, not everyone trusts him.
Yeah, the lawsuits are a joke, though. I mean, they're just he's litigious. We know that. That's all he's ever done. He sues. But that's not the suits are not going anywhere. The one in Pennsylvania is the only one. If it comes down to Pennsylvania, then it might end up with the Supreme Court, and they're going to determine whether the votes that came in after Election Day are going to be counted or not. I mean, that's the one thing. So if you're a Biden supporter, you don't want to have to rely on Pennsylvania. You want to get this over before Pennsylvania is even necessary. So that's why Georgia is so important. And it's going to, between Georgia and Arizona, it's going to be really close, both of them.
I have been talking to friends of mine in all of those states. And my friend in Georgia says we should have a final count today.
Right. Yeah.
If my friend in Arizona, we should know by 9 a.m. Pacific time, but it's razor thin in Arizona. He said, and my friend in Arizona said it's going to be close. So 9 a.m. Pacific time, we'll know Nevada. Today, we'll have the final count in Georgia.
Today's the day. We're going to find out for them. I think the only one we're not going to know mostly today is for Pennsylvania.
Right.
So I think today we're going to find out what the deal is. And
listen, the fact that Georgia's still in play, I think is a great thing.
Not just in play. Come on. I mean, it's the closest of them all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's separated. Biden was losing by like 200,000 votes a couple of days ago. Now it's what? 15,000?
But Georgia also, it's important to note, I think, what went Republican the last 3 elections.
The Democrats haven't taken Georgia, I think, in terms of a presidential election. I think the last one to win Georgia was
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. Yeah.
All right, guys, listen, let's break it up a little bit because I know Adam has got to go early today. I'm quite sure he's got some work to do, and then we'll come back to talking more about this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cruising with a Case Handler. It's a show on personal injury and immigration and sometimes politics as we try to I don't even know, hold back our anxiety as to what's to come with the deciding factor as to whom will truly be president next year. All right, but let's kick it over to personal injury. The man who is a partner at the firm, he runs the personal injury department. His name is Adam Handler. He's an attorney. He has served his community for well over 15 solid years and has settled millions of dollars, over $125 million for his clients, and has done more work with the community than any other attorney on this radio station. All right. And maybe in this hemisphere, in the Caribbean community. Adam Handler, the case handler, also known as the Shark by me. Why? He'll tell you. Adam.
Good morning. I think you started calling me the Shark early on in my career when you saw that I was just relentless, like blood hungry for making sure that my clients got maximum compensation for their injuries. You know, ladies and gentlemen, you've got one chance and one chance only to get it right. There are no redos in personal injury. Can't reopen a case. So if you, God forbid, are ever in that terrible situation, that unexpected situation, the unplanned for situation that you get hurt in a car accident or on the job, on a construction site, or a trip or a slip and fall on the street or the sidewalk, you got one opportunity for justice. And here in the United States, justice is monetary compensation. That's how the civil system of justice works. Money to compensate you for your injuries, your time out of work, and your medical bills. And that's, of course, what we do. Thank you, Squeeze, for the introduction. I always like to do these true life success stories. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on 93.5 FM, first of all, thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you spending your morning with us. But if you're able to safely do so now or later, check out the Case Handler on Facebook. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. You'll be connected to our practice. You can see firsthand exactly what we do, because I say, listen, don't take my word for it or Squeeze's word for it or the other DJs on this radio station that have endorsed me over the years, their word for it. Take the word of people that have come, unfortunately, before you, that have been the victims of negligence, that had thousands and thousands of choices of lawyers, but they understood, what the case handler team does. And that's why we say one chance, one choice. I'm your case handler. And without further ado, let's go to a true life success story. A case we settled a few months ago during the pandemic. We actually had him on the show speaking live, but I love sharing this story. First of all, this was the first settlement review we did after our office reopened, and we were social distancing and handing him this check. Can you look at that check right there? $550,000 tax-free to ISMA. That was a great day. That was back in July. I even have my case handler face mask on at that time. And if you would read that quote to me, Squeeze, that would make my morning for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is called Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration. Let's jump right into reading off of for what it is that this true success story said about Adam. The whole team is simply the best. Adam is a good guy and a good lawyer. I'm really happy, and I recommend these lawyers 100%. This is Isma from Brooklyn, $550,000 in settlement. And this is the Park Slope driver, right? Delivery driver. Right?
It was a bicycle accident. He was riding his bike, and a vehicle made a illegal U-turn right into him, and he was knocked down. He had some fractures to his ribs. He had a fractured thumb. He actually wound up having a knee surgery. And the way that the police, he was taken over to the hospital, right away without actually speaking to the police. And what do you think the other driver said? The other driver is like, oh, it's his fault. He was, not paying attention and ran right into me. Obviously, we had a battle ahead of us because we had to prove otherwise. And through our investigative efforts and through depositions, we really were able to nail this guy. And his story was completely unreliable and unbelievable. And the insurance company's like, you know what? You got us. We'll pay up. Let's settle it for $250,000. $250,000, right? That's a lot of money, $250,000. And I remember calling him saying, listen, we got an offer from the insurance company, $250,000. He's like, take it. I said, Isma, pump the brakes, brother. There's more money there. Let me do my thing. And within a matter of a couple of weeks, we turned that 250,000 into 550,000, more than double the offer of the insurance company. And that's how we do it. And you can see these numbers here, millions and millions and millions of dollars for our clients, life-changing money for life-changing injuries. But these people made a very smart decision. After disaster struck, they picked up the phone and they called 844-774-3529 or 844 PPID law. And they were connected to the case handler team, and the rest is history. A horrible, horrible event turns into a true life success story, Squeeze. What's better than that?
Nothing is better than that. As long as you have the case handler on your case, then you're ahead of the whole thing. Make sure you make it the case handler, ladies and gentlemen. The number is 1-800.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Nope. It's 844-774-3529. I was doing that real estate show earlier today, so saying 800 a lot. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make sure you call Adam Handler at that number. If you ever get hurt in an accident, you will need him because you've got one chance, one choice, and you've got to make it the case handler. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. And I just personally want to say thanks, Adam, for everything that you've done for the Caribbean community, man.
I want to say personally, thanks for endorsing me. You know, I'd like to think I could do it on my own, but no man could do great things on his own. They need a team of people. And you have certainly pushed me over the course of my career, pushed me to do this show, pushed Conrad to do free consultations. You know, maybe we haven't discussed that enough on the show today. The phone call is free, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what your legal question is. Personal injury, immigration, real estate law. You got a legal problem. We got a legal solution. You got a legal question. What do we have, Nelson?
I'm sorry.
A legal answer. It's all good. I'm keeping you on your toes, brother. You got a legal question. We got a legal answer. Call us. The phone consultation is free. Speak to the general. Speak to the Maverick. Speak to the maestro. Speak to Shira. Speak to the boss lady. We're here for you. We want to help. We want to give back to the community that's embraced us for so long. So thank you so much. I'm going to hop off. Have a wonderful afternoon. The sun is shining. The weather is sweet. And I'm here to move your dancing feet. Later, brother.
All right, so there you have it. Of course, definitely doing big things right here, gentlemen. Let's jump back into it. Conrad, bring us up to speed. What's going on? Talk to me, my brother. What's going on?
This week, because of the stuff that's going on nationwide, I haven't really been focusing so much on what's going on in immigration.
Actually, Conrad, I'm sorry. Public charge.
Well, I was just going to say, and I leave that to the general to discuss because I know that's something on his mind. Alan?
Okay, something significant happened with respect to public charge. The federal court came down with a decision holding off on the 944 public charge form, which is a pain in the behind, very difficult form to deal with. But another federal court, a higher federal court, put a hold on that right now. So the 944 is still in effect. And you have to have it in. If you didn't put it in, you may be getting an RFE, a request for evidence. We're waiting to see what happens with the higher federal court because they've released on for 2 weeks. The 944 is back in effect. So that's a significant thing, and we're following it very closely. We'll have some more news by next week or the week after. Is the 944 out? Is the 944 in? As of today, the 944 is in. You've got to file it. And if you didn't, you filed for adjustment of status, you didn't put in the 944, you may get a request for evidence asking for it, or you may get a denial because you didn't put the 944. That's kind of significant. And everybody was very happy last week when we said, oh, look, the federal court has taken out the 944s. It's no longer valid. And another federal court, a higher federal court said, wait, hold it. It's still in effect for another week or two. So that's kind of significant what's going on with the 944. Another issue is what can we expect, assuming that Joe Biden is going to be the president? Right now, as of today, he has 253 votes. He needs 270 electoral votes to officially become president. We're hoping he's going to get it. There are 4 states that are in contention: Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. All he needs is enough of those states to make 270. But let's say, what happens if Joe Biden does win? What's going to happen to you people listening to the program? What's going to happen immigration-wise? Well, Joe Biden is going to do away with restrictions to put immigration in place that Trump put in, including stopping construction of Trump's border wall. Joe Biden is going to provide a roadmap to citizenship for people living in the United States illegally. He's going to expand resources to immigrants already residing in the United States. He's going to make DACA permanent on his first day of president. A lot of the things that Trump has put in on the first day or first week, or pretty quickly, he's going to take out a lot of Trump's restrictions. So there are going to be a lot of things happening. Biden says he will modernize the nation's immigration infrastructure, saying on day one, he will send legislation to Congress that will offer a pathway to citizenship for the 11 million undocumented people in the country. He's also called for a moratorium on deportations during his first 100 days of his administration. And as far as obtaining visas, he wants to make permanent and temporary visas, work visas, more accessible. So we're going to see a lot of good things happening when Joe Biden officially becomes president, and that will start on January 1st.
I like your confidence. I love that.
Yep, I'm confident. Now, another interesting thing is that a lot of the congressmen and senators will not be coming back January 1st. They've been replaced. Some of them are retired. Some of them have lost their elections. And so there'll be something now from between now and January 1st called a lame duck session. And at the lame duck sessions, a lot of good things happen because congressmen and senators will not be coming back. They don't really care. They're not going to worry about not being reelected. So we might see some good things during the lame duck session, which goes from now till January 1st.
Alan, we also might see some really bad stuff if Trump loses.
That's true, but normally I'm hoping for good things happening.
If Trump wins, you should say, not if he loses.
Either way, if he loses, my guess is if he loses, he's going to be looting the treasury.
Something else.
Keep your eye on the lame duck session. We will talk about it. I've been following the congressional races, at least in New York. There's some good people coming in. There's some good people going out. We're probably going to lose Max Rose in Staten Island, which is unfortunate. But I'll keep telling you more about what's going to happen in terms of congressmen and senators. So, but expect good things when first, when Biden becomes president, and that's going to happen soon. Now, as far as deportation concerned, people who have removal proceedings pending, but you don't have a date, the EOIR, the immigration court, has been keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. So if you're going to have a removal proceeding, but you don't have a date yet, and it's non-detained case, the latest is it's pushed back to November 20 for your non-detained hearing. So if you're waiting for your removal proceeding to be scheduled, you don't have a date yet, you're not detained, it's now pushed back to November 20.
I'm sorry, by that means if your hearing is taking place anytime from now through November 20th, it will be rescheduled.
Yep. So people who would like to have removal proceedings, which a lot of good things happen in removal proceedings, you're going to have to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. So that's unfortunate. With regard to American consulates, they're still kind of gradually opening up, and they're prioritizing humanitarian cases and urgent cases. So if you have a case pending at the American consulate, it's an urgent case, humanitarian case, they'll favor that. But if it's not, you're going to have a problem until they get up to speed. So that is kind of the latest on what's happening at the consulates, the latest on what's happening with the immigration courts. The latest is happening with Joe Biden, and we will know at 9 a.m. Pacific time what the story is going to be in Nevada, which could put Biden over the top. We will know by
Nevada will put him over the top.
Put Biden over the top. I'm sorry. We will know on Nevada by 9 a.m. Pacific time. We will know on Georgia by the end of the day today. And we're following those cases, those states very closely. The 4 states that are really going to be important.
How many electoral votes for Nevada?
Nevada's probably got six votes.
Right. So,
But
so
the
they won't put him over because he's only at 253 now, right?
That's right. But the
Well, Biden, like the deal is Biden, he's at 253. If he gets Arizona, that's 11. So that brings him to 264, and he gets Nevada, that's 270. Game over.
Right.
Why? And it seems like Arizona, I mean, Nevada is going to, I mean, it's close, but it looks like he's going to get Nevada. Arizona is the one that's in question right now. But if he doesn't get Arizona, he still looks like he could get Georgia.
Okay.
So, and I think Georgia is more, right? They have more votes there, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, and my friend in Georgia basically says this. She says there are still 51,000 absentee ballots to be counted. Trump currently leads between 13,000 and 19,000, but the overall state total, 80% of the absentee ballots are from the Atlanta metro area, which is definitely more blue than red. People can hardly believe that Biden could win Georgia, but it's very possible. And this is my friend in Georgia telling us what's going on as of today in Georgia. So
let's continue on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There we go. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cruiser with a Case Adler. Sorry about that, Alan. Just wanted to let people know.
that's okay.
All right. But yeah, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Got a couple of quick questions here for your immigration team. A quick one here. Someone said, Dion says, I filed for my daughter. She's over 21. She's just waiting on her interview date. Can you tell me when the embassy will be ready to interview in Jamaica? Don't know if anyone has any.
Well,
Okay.
it depends on what her priority date is. In other words, you filed for your daughter, but when did you file? Because people are called in terms of priority dates. And if your daughter is unmarried, that's a good sign because that's an F2A case. And that's all current for November.
Well,
So-
I'm sorry, Alan. Doesn't it really depend whether the petitioner is a citizen, a non-citizen? Is the daughter over 21? Is the daughter a minor? I mean, there's a lot more facts that
Yes.
we would need to answer that question. It's a very general question.
Let's also not forget there is a travel ban. So in any category, based on the circumstances there, that travel ban is in existence right now until the end of December this year. Trump gets reelected, that travel ban will be extended, I promise you.
And if he doesn't get reelected, which we're hoping, that will be very helpful to your daughter.
Yep.
All right. So here's another one. Thanks to the marketing team, they're forwarding these questions via the WhatsApp group. It says here, this is a VAWA, I-360 VAWA. Is a married individual who lives separately from the abusing spouse for 5 years still eligible for the I-360 petition? Legally married, not divorced.
So,
Go ahead.
yes, technically, even if you were divorced, as long as you file within 2 years of that divorce, you're still eligible. It's unclear how long they've been separated, but she might be divorced or he might be divorced and not know it. So that's something that you have to kind of look into or speak to the other party and just make sure, because if you are divorced and more than 2 years has passed, then you are not eligible for VAWA.
Right. Okay,
So
great.
get in touch with us and we can try to help you find out what's going on.
Very important that everybody out there reach out to, of course, PPID. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. It also seems, gentlemen, that we have been having some record views here again today. Yesterday, we got over 1,200 views, which was great. Thanks to, of course, you gentlemen giving a lot of information as to what's going on and also about what the firm can do. I don't want people to think that, you know, you can't do anything in your situation where immigration is concerned. You owe it to yourself to reach out to the attorneys at the firm and get yourself a free phone consultation. Schedule that appointment with an attorney. And that number is 844-774-3529. Now, here's another one. My husband and I have been married for a year. He's a Brazilian citizen who has been living in America for 5 years now. We recently filed the papers to apply for a green card. And as we were signing the documents that a lawyer had prepared for us, I noticed she put his work history on the forms. He has been here on a student visa only. When asked about this, she said that it didn't matter since we were married. I am concerned this will negatively affect our application. Can anyone advise me on this?
The point is that if the petitioner is a U.S. citizen and the beneficiary, the husband, is here legally, the fact that there was some illegal employment should not really matter that much. So I don't see a problem.
It would be a bigger something a lot of people don't understand, right? I think it's a bigger problem if you obviously lie and get caught in a lie, because now you've committed fraud. So you always want to be forthcoming and trust your lawyer, right? If your lawyer told you it shouldn't be an issue, then it shouldn't be an issue.
But there's going to be an interview, and at that interview, you should go with a lawyer. And if you're not happy with your lawyer, we're available to try to go with you to the interview.
All right. Okay. Let's get to another one here. I received a notice from USCIS for a biometrics appointment for I-131 and I-765. I already completed the biometrics 3 months ago and already got the EAD card. Why are they requesting biometrics again? I emailed USCIS, but no response.
Sometimes that happens, but if they did the biometrics already, they don't need you to do it again. Somebody should get in touch with the biometrics people and explain that you already have the biometrics when you did it, and it should not really be necessary. We can do that for you if you want to get in touch with us.
Absolutely. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you all to, of course, tune into us each and every single weekday at 9:30 a.m. where we talk on personal injury and immigration. I implore you to actually dial the number, store the number. You will need it in the future. Remember, they are a full service law firm, and their number happens to be 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. And Conrad, we'll let you top it off with what's going on, okay? In this hemisphere, or this atmosphere rather, of waiting for the results, biting our nails. I love the fact that we've got Alan picking up the confidence level for us all now.
Well, look, today's the day. We're going to find out what the deal is. I mean, the races are close. Arizona and Nevada, Biden's ahead. But especially in Arizona, as the votes come in, it's getting closer. A lot of the votes coming in apparently are in favor of Trump. So Arizona is going to get closer. That's in fact, if you watch television, you see there's a crowd of Trump supporters surrounding the polling area where they're counting the votes. Some of them with a lot of guns, by the way. And then you have Georgia, which is the opposite. Trump was way ahead in Georgia, and every time votes come in, his advantage gets smaller and smaller. And it seems that's exactly what happened in Wisconsin and Michigan. It seems that Georgia could go to Biden, depending on how many votes are left. Again, we're going to find out today, hopefully. Pennsylvania is going to be the last, I think, to know. So if you're a Democrat and you want Biden to win, you're hoping he can get just Arizona or Georgia, not both, and not have to worry about Pennsylvania. But we'll know today, for the most part, I think, what the deal is. I don't know if it'll be a done deal today. I'm hopeful it will. But we'll know. And as far as immigration is concerned, you know, it's a major, this is a major decision here. You know, who wins this election is going to have substantial ramifications on the immigration system going forward for the next 4 years or maybe longer. So, and also, you know, something we haven't really talked about, it seems that the Senate is going to stay Republican. So we're going to have divided government. If Biden wins, we'll have a Democrat in the House. I'm sorry, Democrat in the White House, and we'll have the House of Representatives will stay Democrat, and the Senate will be Republican. It's going to be difficult for Biden to get immigration reform through a Republican Senate, which means if he can't do it, I mean, we're optimistic and hopeful that he can because he's a senator himself and he respects the institution. He knows a lot of these guys in the Senate. Hopefully he'll be able to work a little better than Trump did, or that Obama or even George Bush before him were able to work with the Senate. Hopefully Biden can do it a little better because he knows a lot of these guys and they have relationships and he's been there himself. But assuming that's not possible, which is my guess, I don't know that it's going to be possible. It's going to be, he's going to do the same thing that Trump has been doing extensively and that Obama did less extensively before him, and basically make immigration law by executive order. And that way they can bypass Congress. Trump has been very effective changing the immigration laws just through executive order. There has been no new immigration laws for the most part that have passed through Congress since Trump was president. All of these changes have been by executive order. So if Biden gets in, Biden can undo a lot of the things that Trump did by executive order. It doesn't need Congress. But then, of course, the next president could do the same thing. So it's kind of crazy. You know, that's why we see, like we talked about the public charge rule, the I-944. It's like a ping pong ball. You know, this is not a law. It's just back and forth. One court says yes, one court says no. Every day, you know, in fact, yesterday we have a client we're working on a file right now with adjustment of status. Every week we got to tell this person, you know, something else. Last week we were filing the 944. Yesterday we had a call until we're not filing, or we are filing the 944. Last week we weren't filing that. It's just, you know, it's it's a tough way to live your life, you know, let alone run a business too. But this is what potentially we're facing more of.
You know, I'm considering a career change. I'm gonna become a pollster. You know, apparently you could get it wrong all the time and still have a job.
Yeah, right.
The polls were obviously off. Well, it's not. I'm not talking just about the presidential election. I'm talking about the Senate.
I'm optimistic about the Senate still, because right now it's 48 Republican, 47 Democrat. There's still some Senate races that are open. At the same time, I'm not sure they're counting the 2 independents who usually vote with the Democrats. Sanders.
They are counting.
Okay.
47 count includes them.
All right, but there are still a couple of Senate seats that are open for play. So if it's 48, 47, there's going to be an election probably in January in Georgia. So there's still some things that are open.
Didn't the former football coach of University of Alabama win the Senate seat in Alabama?
He won. Tommy.
Isn't that awesome when a football coach could become a senator?
Well, it's Alabama. The fact that the only reason Doug Jones won in Alabama, Doug Jones is the Democrat. The only reason he won is because the guy he was running against was a child molester, and even then it was razor thin. He barely won.
Right.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Yep.
But I'm
this is the country we're living in, guys. You know,
sure is. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure doing the show with you again. As nervous as it is, we must remind people that life goes on, and we'll be here tomorrow.
Listen, while before we go, I'm sorry, while we're still on the air, I think if Biden wins, we had spoken about going to the grill, so we could do a show from the grill.
We can do
from the beach in the grill.
We don't have a problem with that.
He gets elected today. I think we booked the flights tonight, right? Take off.
All right, guys. Thank you all so much. Once again, priors also don't guarantee a similar outcome, but we say to each and every one out there, you know, reach out to PPID, dial the number, store the number. You will need it in the future. The number once again is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Looking forward to speaking with you again. Well, you never know. If we get results, maybe we'll do a show later. You never know, people.
Sounds good.
That's how we feel, you know. But thank you all so much.